welcome to TMZ Live. Woe is Brooklyn Beckham because he could end up penniless. And his parents are worried, sick about it, even though they are in a blood feud. This according to a new story.
Right. The story is they're worried that he is going to be penniless at some point because there is a prenup. He had a rock-solid prenup, according to the story, with Nicola Peltz before they got married.
And they're
Remember
worried
that her family is even more wealthy than the Beckhams, which sounds crazy to say.
Okay.
Something does you want to...
I'm going to call BS. I'm going to call BS in a big way.
Why would they be worried about him being
Penniless
when they could easily
step in and protect him? If they're worried about him being penniless, they would then help him if he falls.
Right.
But first of all, number one, we don't know what the prenup says. A lot of times, the prenup doesn't mean that somebody gets nothing.
Right.
It just means you limit what they get.
Exactly.
That's number one. So we don't know what it says. Number two, yes, prenups properly done are valid, but that doesn't stop just about every aggrieved spouse from challenging it.
Right.
And then what they end up doing is settling for more than the prenup provides because you don't want to pay lawyers.
Right.
So that's not going to
Now, the part of the story
and he has money. He has money.
And he has his own money. He has a company of his own. And I guess the premise of the story is that he better get back together, better reconcile with his parents, otherwise he's going to be out in the cold.
Makes no
seems like
sense.
that's the premise of but it doesn't make
that they're so
any
worried
sense.
about him as they are fighting publicly.
Better come back in from the cold.
Story, as we knew from the jump, is complete crap.
Right.
It's not true at all. We've spoken to sources on both sides who say, listen, even though there is this rift going on between both sides right now, Victoria and David always, from the jump, have been supportive and wanted their son to get a prenup. As we know, we cover this every day in Hollywood, but to the everyday person...
Why would they... Wait. Stop. Why would they want Brooklyn to get a prenup if she is way wealthier than him?
Well, they want their son to be protected.
Well, no, but
it's really protecting her, but...
If there's no prenup, it's probably going to help him more than if there is one. Because if her assets...
But they also probably don't want Nicola's parents thinking that Brooklyn is out for their money, right?
But
and
you,
so
then you just
to
don't
make
ask
everybody comfortable.
No, you just don't ask for a prenup. You just say, hey, we're getting married.
But isn't it odder though if you don't ask for a prenup? Because
No, that's not the way life works.
Hold on, at that level of wealth, yes, of course.
What?
In Hollywood, this is standard practice.
We're getting married.
Yes,
We're getting married.
but
Let's
there's
make
gonna be a
plans.
prenup.
And then all of a sudden, they're having dinner one night and say, why haven't you asked for a prenup yet? Who says that? Nobody says that.
I mean,
I don't think you'd have to say, why haven't you asked for it? Because it would have been asked for.
It probably would have been asked for, but I'm saying it benefits him not to have one.
To anyone in this industry, though, this story never made sense from the jump. You're talking about two high net worth families, and two families that are in Hollywood.
Well, wait a minute. Victoria's money and David's money are not on the table when it comes to Brooklyn's marriage to Nicola.
Right, but even, and granted, we don't know how much this is, but like, for example, Brooklyn has his own company. It's some organic food line. There's money in that people we've spoken to are saying if he wasn't to have had a prenup, he would have been fine with the money that he's made over the years, including from the company.
By the way, Nicola doesn't, to your point, Nicola doesn't have
I honestly
vast wealth.
I honestly don't know. I'm assuming that they've given her some money in trust.
I'm sure they've given her money, yeah.
Right, but she doesn't have family riches.
I know, but there's some money. It could be $100 million, $200 million. It's like, I'd take that, you know? I mean, that's the level they're at.
Yeah.
And all I'm saying is, what I don't understand about this whole thing is, Brooklyn clearly has beef with Victoria and David,
right?
But don't David and Victoria also have beef with him? I mean, is it just one way?
It seems like it's one way. I mean, remember, at the holidays, David seemed like he was trying. I mean, he included pictures of Brooklyn in that post he did over the holidays.
Right, but he added them after the fact, after, press had picked up on the fact and said, well, he left him out. And then it was like, oh, he added them. But then you also have to remember, we broke the story back when David had his 50th birthday party in London.
Brooklyn was invited, wasn't he?
Well, they were invited. Brooklyn and Nicola wanted to have that private meeting before.
Right.
They
And they said no.
And they said no because they were like, they're just using us as pawns to be in front of all the cameras to make it seem like everything was fine.
But the fact is they did invite him.
Aren't you glad you aren't filthy rich? You know what I'm saying?
What is that accent? You were trying to do Beverly Hillbillies?
A little bit.
I know you're saying that he has like a food business, but I think the problem for Brooklyn is that this feud and his Instagram story is the most effective business venture he's ever had. It's the only time people are paying attention to him. So no one kind of wants to be on his side because they see him as this sort of untalented Nepo baby. But this story does prove his point that his parents are trying to manipulate the media because, as you said, of course they would be the ones who would bankroll him after a divorce. They've been doing it for 20 years of his life.
That was you know what?
Yes.
Give this lady a TMZ t-shirt. That
Absolutely.
was really, no, that was really well said.
She could have done this segment better than we did.
Literally, you encapsulated that in 30 seconds. That was awesome.
Britney Spears is doing all she can to make sure her son Jaden has as successful a career as, honestly, if he has half the career she did.
Half. I mean,
it would be amazing.
Big.
Now, remember, a couple of weeks ago, she teased that she might be popping up at some shows with him in Europe that they were trying to book. Well, now she's going even further, dipping into her Rolodex, according to one report, to connect him with other producers that she's worked with in the past.
Well, the only name that comes to mind for me, I mean, there are others, but Max Martin. I mean, Max Martin launched her, and he is gold. And so the question, first of all, Jaden's not a singer as far as I know, is he?
All we've seen him do is play piano and make beats,
He plays piano and makes beats. I don't know if he sings or not. Maybe he wants to be a producer himself. Maybe that's what she's trying to hook him up with. But
yeah, right, if he just wants to produce.
But yet they're doing a little tour in Europe.
True.
So he's performing.
Yeah, I don't know if he sings or not, but if you're one of those producers, you take that call. Because one, Jaden could be the next Miley Cyrus. You don't know. I don't know the music.
Yeah.
But also, do you do you quid pro quo a bit? Like, of course I'll help him, Britney. Can you come lay some vocals on this track for me?
If you come lay a vocal
if you're the producer that gets Britney back in the studio and gets a song out, that's a coup.
It feels like she would do that. If she's going on tour with him, and she's kind of looked for something to do, and if she can do it with him and reestablish a relationship.
Right.
Because it is interesting that they were estranged for many years.
But you're right, Eric. The idea of her actually recording something, and we know that she'll do that for the right opportunity.
And if it's to help her son, she'd do it.
Right. Huh. What about Max Martin?
I mean, that's a brilliant choice. He would be happy, she'd be happy, Jaden would be happy. It's a win-win.
Huh. I mean, is he like a DJ? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out piano player.
We haven't seen enough of it.
I don't know.
We just don't know what he wants to do.
But she's gonna supposedly go on tour with him and play smaller clubs.
So what she said was that she might pop up at some of these
smaller clubs.
There would be smaller clubs. And I think she'd said in the UK is what they were trying to book. I don't know where they are in that, but
and she said she would be in like with her hair in a bun and a rose in her mouth. So I think she's thinking like jazzy lounge singer
or a matador.
Although I don't know,
she could be a matador.
I don't know if Jaden's thinking that, but certainly that's what Britney's put out there.
Hi, I'm Stephanie from Atlanta, and I totally agree with what you guys are saying. Absolutely, he should use every opportunity presented to him, especially through his mother. I mean, his mom is Britney Spears. Who else would be better for him to do everything that he wants to do?
Does it bother you that he would be the classic Nepo baby, or does he get a pass?
Absolutely not, because I'm like, parents exist for a reason. Use them as you can. Blue is on stage with her mother. Why can't he be with his mom?
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
And everyone got over that. You don't hear everybody calling Blue Ivy Nepo baby.
Wear it as a badge of honor. And good for you if you're a Nepo baby and you have a leg up. Good for you.
Well, Don Lemon can breathe a sigh of relief.
Kind of.
For now. You know that the Department of Justice was investigating him for that report he did over the weekend during a protest inside a church in Minnesota.
By the way, in the law, this is called a fakakta prosecution.
Yes, he was live streaming as the protest went down. He went into the church, and for that, the president and the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, said he would be prosecuted to the furthest extent of the law.
That he was basically conspiring to violate the rights of the people inside the church, even though Don says all I was doing was reporting.
Well, for now, that bid to prosecute him has been shut down.
In a
there were
weird,
charges.
in a weird way.
Right.
In a very weird way.
Just to go back, he was being prosecuted, theoretically prosecuted under the KKK law, right? These laws.
Well, there were actually two different laws.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know. I knew
Yeah.
the KKK law. Was there a different
Two
law?
ancient laws.
I saw a second law subsequently.
Okay.
There were two.
All right. So the judge has now rejected it, but weirdly, the process was that Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, submitted it to a magistrate judge to get a sign-off on the prosecution.
When have they ever done that?
Which apparently is an option I hadn't heard about before.
But why
would this administration?
This Justice Department?
It doesn't-
Why would they take more steps? They take less steps.
Right.
Right.
I guess and I did read that anytime this is done, it's extremely rare for a judge not to rubber stamp it.
I have a theory. They wanted this. They wanted a judge to say, "No, you can't do it," because they knew it was a loser. We were going to do it, but this judge said I couldn't.
Yeah.
So they needed an excuse
needed
to
an
back
excuse to
down.
do it.
So that's why.
Let me give you an alternative theory. Because it is so infrequently turned down, right? Judges rubber stamp these things 99.9% of the time. Because of that, what they thought is, we can do this. We know we're going to lose ultimately, but we'll get a judge to rubber stamp it. Therefore, we'll say a judge has said that our case against you is strong.
They would have just filed.
Charles likes my idea better.
They would have just filed.
I mean,
they would have just filed.
It's a lot of legal speak, but I'm going to go with him just because, well,
Fakakta.
he's not you.
Fakakta.
Yes.
Coming up.
Dana White, the president of the UFC, dropped by the other day, and
When he was in here, I said, "How'd you like to play blackjack?" And the first person to win 5 hands wins $10,000
for
the
charity.
charity of their choice.
For charity.
Be right back.
So we had a bit of a showdown here. Actually, a big showdown.
A big showdown,
With-
as in a big showdown.
Well, you should put that away because that part of the story is embarrassing. Dana White, the president of the UFC, dropped by the other day, and we were talking to him about the big match this weekend.
Yeah.
This is the first UFC bout that's going to be on Paramount Plus.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Big deal for him. So we talked to him about that, of course, but we also got into his gambling.
So Dana-
or you wanted to.
Dana,
you felt like.
Dana is so good. I mean, he's reportedly been banned from casinos in Las Vegas. He's so good at blackjack.
Yes.
So, Dana's an old friend. And when he was in here, I said, "How'd you like to play blackjack?" And the first person to win 5 hands wins $10,000
For
the
charity.
charity of their choice.
For charity, right.
$10,000. Without batting an eye, he said, "Blank, yeah."
Yeah, because he's all in for gambling. Luckily for us, we happen to have a dealer, a trained, and by trained I mean we handed him a deck of cards that day
figured
and
it
put
out.
a tux on him. And Dylan served as the dealer
Yes.
in this high-stakes game of
So
blackjack.
let me just say, my expertise was breathtaking in this
Well,
game.
it took everyone's breath
Hold on.
away, including
Yes,
Dana's.
it was breathtaking.
I didn't know what
the
the hell-
lack of expertise.
terrible.
Here is just a little bit of it, of their showdown.
We rolling, guys? Yes, sir, we are rolling. Okay. Oh my God. What the hell?
You said 10,000.
I know, but is that you brought real money?
Of course I do.
Will you take a check?
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
So now, let's talk through this. 14 against the 7.
Hit me.
Yeah, 20. That's 20. That's 20. Come on, give me one. All right. 14. 20. Push. Get that hell out.
So we played best of 5. We're not going to tell you how it turned out.
I will say-
but you got to go to YouTube.
Yes.
To our YouTube channel to
See how it turns out.
But
What an embarrassing moment for you.
and
The embarrassment being that he showed up with cash. You're talking about writing checks?
check?
Who
What's a
writes
check?
checks
What's a
anymore
check?
anyway?
What is a check?
Who,
I
do
don't
you
even
actually
know.
have a check here you could have written?
No, I would have done it at home. But
Writes checks.
so he was betting for the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Nevada. I was betting for the LA LGBTQ Center, and $10,000 was seriously on the line here. So
One charity will walk away with the money,
this was a nail biter.
and the other will walk away with embarrassment.
And Dana has played in like some of the biggest, best casinos in the world. I think we got a word from him. Shady. Shady.
Oh, yeah, he kept
casino.
calling it.
Well,
Shady
no, hold on. Was that a
in the
reflection
middle of
on
the
you?
game.
I was wondering, was that a reflection on you,
no, yeah.
Dylan,
No,
or
it was a back
or was it a
room.
reflection on you?
It was
I was
Well,
fully
it seems like he
professional.
was accusing you of sort of some
problem,
collusion.
the biggest problem is when Dana won one of the hands, my staff applauded him.
Yeah.
Which was, I mean, we were just being polite.
I think
Like, he's a guest here.
And
We
you
just-
were applauding him.
I think I was even happy for Dana. I was happy for Dana too.
Gambling for charity seems great. Although Dana White might have a bit of a problem, I'm not going to lie to you.
What?
A gambling problem.
Oh.
Maybe. Allegedly.
Here's the only way.
the fact that he
here's
showed
the
up
only
with
way he'd have a
10,000.
gambling problem if he lost to me. That would be a gambling
that
problem.
would be.
But I'm not going
a
to say who won.
serious gambling
It was
problem.
a real nail biter, honestly.
Well, people who support Blake Lively in the battle between Blake and Justin Baldoni might say this feels like piling on because there is yet another person who has a very strong opinion about Blake Lively. This is something else that has come out now in these documents as they are. And there's a hearing today where they're supposed to talk about a settlement. There's not going to be any settlement.
They always do this.
This
There's
is
going to be no
technical
settlement.
thing they have to do, but there's not going to be a settlement.
Watch, there will be.
Watch it, of course. The new person is actress Jameela Jamil, who happens to have a publicist who was also Justin Baldoni's publicist at the time this was all going down.
Because remember, the publicists are thick as thieves in this thing.
Right. Jennifer Abel is the publicist's name. So these new text messages, which we've seen, are between Jennifer Abel and Jameela. And Jameela, who has no dog in the fight, really, other than having the same publicist as Justin, has been watching all of this. And so there is a long text exchange between Jennifer and Jamil. So it starts with Jennifer saying, I want to officially incorporate nightmare, very bad word, and demon, very bad word, into my vocabulary. This is after they've read something that Blake has just said. Jennifer goes on, unbelievable, she's doing this to herself. Then Jameela says, she, Blake, is a suicide bomber at this point. I hate her so much, so much. I've never seen such a bizarre villain act before.
So what's interesting?
Again, this is just commentary on all the stuff that this was in mid-2024.
What's interesting about this is that there are two things going on. There is a lawsuit between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. But the underbelly of this is how publicists just trash their frenemy, enemy, co-star, whatever. And you see the underbelly of how Hollywood works and how these publicists who are always like, oh, I didn't.
We don't know anything. But here you have her talking to another client who has nothing to do with it at all.
And that's one of many.
Right, and I'm sure
many exchanges with the various publicists in this case.
And also, I mean, all these text messages have really just been a treasure trove of Hollywood. We've seen so many celebrities being thrown into the chat. Ben Affleck was brought up, Matt Damon was brought up. All these people are, maybe not wanting to be a part of this, but now are in the middle of this thing because of all these text messages.
That's actually a really good point, that you've got both sides that are trying to corral as many supporters as they can. You got people on Justin's side doing that to Blake, and clearly Blake is doing that herself with getting everybody in town involved.
Coming up.
You may have seen during the national championship a Dr. Pepper commercial. The person who's responsible for that commercial is a TikTok user. Damon, first of all, is with us for our Follow the Money segment.
So nice to see you in person, man.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
BB Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too. Did you just say, look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. Welcome back to TMZ Live. By the way, you're getting a different look here. Damon, first of all, is with us for our Follow the Money segment.
So nice to see you in person, man.
And since you were coming in, we figured we'd break in our TMZ Sports set that we use here. You can check out TMZ Sports.
I noticed that.
Courtesy of Home Depot.
I noticed that amazing piece right there. They were on Shark Tank.
That's yours.
I invested in them.
You invested in these oversized hats. I've got one of them at home. It's a Jets hat. I never put it on for obvious reasons. But anyway, so we're going to follow the money.
We are.
And this week we are talking about a sensation that started on TikTok. And for anyone who is on TikTok, they should know you can make a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And get famous.
Just like
Yes.
Romeo did. Now, you may have seen during the national championship a Dr. Pepper commercial. The person who's responsible for that commercial is a TikTok user. Their handle is Romeo Show, and this is what they put on TikTok that ended up becoming this national commercial sensation.
I have a theme song for Dr. Pepper, and it goes like this. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo.
That's it.
That's
all they did.
That was it.
That's all they
15
did.
minutes of fame.
That was it.
15 minutes. It was 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That Romeo posted.
That's right.
And it ended up getting 18 million likes.
No, watch.
On TikTok.
This is the commercial.
So then, Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Doo-doo-doo. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Dr. Pepper, baby, is good and nice. Good and nice.
That is
unbelievable.
unbelievable. That it could just a simple thing can do something, and it's
Are
incredible.
companies actually using social media as a lab where they're looking for,
100%.
combing for ideas like this?
This is what we're always talking about. The power of your power is now in the phone. You know, Luther Vandross was a huge jingle maker.
That's right.
This woman could probably go on to do that, but she just flipped open her phone. Think about years ago as we sitting here in the sports room. What's up? Remember that commercial?
Yeah.
What's
Oh,
up?
yeah.
That had to be by a big agency. Now you have that in the pocket of your own hand. You know, in your pocket. Now think about the guy. Oh, the Honey Badger. What if he wanted to be a voiceover expert? Or
Right.
if you're an actor right now looking for a position, why don't you start doing a bunch of movie scripts that everybody loves and show your rendition? This is where the world's going. We touch the phone 250 times a day. And that is the power
God, is that right?
of that is the power. Now, that person's famous, right? Millions of people liked it. Big brands like it. She's probably going to get so many other deals by taking, as you said, 10 seconds.
But if you look at this, I mean, look, it's catchy, but you wouldn't think this is going to catapult her to fame. To me, part of it is if you want to incubate an idea and you're really serious about like becoming like the Barry Manilow of commercials or Luther Vandross, yeah, you could do it that way. Or you just clown around and wait for something just to take off on TikTok. And then once it does, these companies are looking for those little things that catch fire.
The idea now is no matter how ridiculous you have a thought in your head, just post it. Just post it and hope that it catches fire.
Well, what about if you're a brand or a small business and you find somebody that's already catching fire and then you say, well, can you sell my stuff through this platform?
Right.
So again, you can follow the money from both sides, whether it's the consumer, meaning loving something, because that came with authenticity.
Right.
Right? They didn't pay her for it, and she got discovered. Now we're talking about it. It's news stories all over the place. Or you're somebody who wants to put a brand out there, find some cool stuff.
And by the way, Romeo is taking this to the next level. They continue to post a bunch of jingles for other products. They haven't. Another one hasn't taken off yet, but there's no reason to think that
She could probably
some
post
company is not
30
going to buy
of those
one
a day.
Right.
And that's what we're going also with live selling too. Like we've been talking about whatnot, TikTok shops. This is where the consumer is now. It is QVC in your pocket, whether it's to get information about a brand, buy a brand, or become your own brand.
Okay, so
I got
Damon's
one.
here. We got a
one.
pitch for
I
you.
got one.
All right,
I'm going to pivot.
We got a pitch. This is your.
I'm going to pivot on this. Okay. You know the song "Mamma Mia" by ABBA? You know?
Yeah. Mamma Mia.
Hang on. I want separation.
Okay.
On this because I've heard this idea.
No, I'm changing it.
I got an idea
you're
too.
changing
I got
it?
an idea too. Let's go.
I think it's more marketable.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2. Diarrhea. Here I go again. My. How can I forget you? Boom.
No, how
And
can I
then the
control
end.
it?
It
and
burns!
I mean, right there, we should be getting calls from Imodium.
I think so.
And I'm serious about this.
I got it one I've been trying to put out there. I want anybody to use it. Every time I go to Golden Corral, I go, finally a place that I could take my lady.
Oh, I kind of like that.
Right?
I like the delivery.
And any place you go, finally a place I can take my lady.
Oh, I like yours better. Yours is an original, right? There's nothing. He's got to deal with now copyright with ABBA.
I want everybody to use that. Put on a
I can do print. I can do print.
Go ahead.
No, because seriously. Okay, ready? Oscar Mayer, right? Okay, if you're watching, Oscar Mayer. Picture of a hot dog in a hot dog bun next to an Oscar statuette. This is the perfect day for that. Tagline, best dog in a supporting role.
I actually like that.
And the nomination does not go to Harvey Levin.
I do that.
I have a talent for this.
I like that. I like that.
And talent? You could change the diarrhea. You can make it gonorrhea. You could do anything you want.
See, the gonorrhea, then that works with his tag of it burns. Anyway, what we're saying is if you have a stupid idea in your head, no matter how stupid.
I really like that Oscar Mayer one, though. I do like that.
Post it and hope that the company jumps on board.
We got a wiener!
Coming up.
Something that President Trump announced several months ago is now one big step closer to happening.
I did not believe he was even serious when he said it.
He said that the Gaza Strip could be turned into a seaside resort. Well, now Jared Kushner is unveiling the actual plans.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Something that President Trump announced several months ago is now one big step closer to happening.
I did not believe he was even serious when he said it.
He said that the Gaza Strip could be turned into a seaside resort. And clearly, ever since he said that, plans have been in the works. And today, his son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
By the way, what you just saw, that we thought was just a total joke.
That was just AI stuff that people had created. Well, now Jared Kushner is unveiling the actual plans. This is what he had to say this morning about their plans for Gaza.
Gaza, as President Trump's been saying, has amazing potential, and this is for the people of Gaza. We've developed it into zones. In the beginning, we were toying with the idea of saying, let's build a free zone, and then we have a Hamas zone. And then we said, you know what, let's just plan for catastrophic success. Hamas signed a deal to demilitarize. That is what we are going to enforce. People ask us what our plan B is. We do not have a plan B. We have a plan. We signed an agreement. We are all committed to making that agreement work. We think this could be done in 2-3 years. We've already started removing the rubble and doing some of the demolition. And then New Gaza. It could be a hope, it could be a destination, have a lot of industry, and really be a place that the people there can thrive, have great employment. But we think that this really gives the Gazan people an opportunity to live their aspirations. But it all starts with security, and it all starts with governance.
So go back to the rendering, the big rendering of, on the lower left there. It looks like Dubai. It looks like Dubai almost on steroids even. So what I'm assuming he's saying is that you have this kind of seaside resort area, and then you have an area where the residents can live.
Again, but you're making that assumption, and I understand why you would make that assumption.
They're not buying $5 million units.
I get it, but they're not. The problem is that they didn't show that part of...
At all.
Right.
At all.
And I think that's why a lot of people are like, well, wait a second, are you just turning it into a resort?
Right.
And what happens to the actual residents?
Because it's a very small area. And in Dubai, the government there at least has really built, for the people who work there, built areas and supported them. So we saw nothing here.
Right. There's no mention of that in the plan, and that's
and you need to see that. There are millions of people.
So is this smoke and mirrors where they just want to turn it into a Palm Beach?
Right. Yeah, great question. I think people who are opposed to the president, that's exactly what they say. This is just another opportunity for him to enrich himself, and I think people who are proponents of
How does he enrich
Trump,
it? Well, see, that's my question. So is this being built by the Trump organization?
Right. Does he own these
Because
buildings?
if it's being built,
it cannot be.
I know. You say it cannot be. but it could be.
Right.
I agree with you.
Right.
Oh, come on.
But
I mean,
Right.
that
If
would
it's
be
not,
the height
and
of-
he somehow brings prosperity to this area, I mean, that's a huge
here's,
deal.
Here's the hint. If it's not, why is Jared Kushner the one who's unveiling it?
Right.
Well, Jared
He
Kushner
was
was part of the
involved with
board.
the
Was
peace
part of the board
process.
of the board of peace.
Right.
He's also part of the Trump building board.
They also,
Yes.
by the way, they need. There's a lot of them. You saw some big numbers at the bottom. I saw $10 billion, $20 billion that they need.
Yeah. Well,
hopefully they can make it happen.
No. But no. Here's the deal. That's the question. Is Trump going to use the power of the office to get people to invest the way
Sort
we've
of lean
seen
on
him
them?
do in other areas like tech? Is he going to get people to do that?
But
And
I'm telling you, the criticism here is, it's great if you want to build shining skyscrapers for tourists and all that, but if you're not actually, that's the whole point of this. Is
You
that
want to
the
see what
actual
they're doing for
Palestinian
the people
who live there don't have some place to live. This is all a sham.
Agree.
And not just a sham, it's an outrage.
I'm Ellie from Atlanta, and guys, I just have to say this is unbelievably ridiculous. Jared Kushner is literally a soulless nepo baby, and this board of peace, it's a scam. I mean, Trump is literally extorting leaders for a seat on this board for $1 billion each. And what's their plan? What are they doing? They're literally exploiting a humanitarian crisis to be able to build resorts for rich, wealthy people. I mean, it's literally the most soulless thing I can think of, to displace human beings so that you can make a buck, so that you can make profit. I mean, I'm not surprised by these people and this corruption and this level of inhumanity anymore, but it is disgusting. I mean, that plan that Jared Kushner put out there at that conference was absolutely devoid of any kind of morality or humanity.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, honestly.
There is going to be another problem in getting investors to get all that $20-30 billion worth of money. It's all hinges on peace remaining in that region. And you heard Jared Kushner say, we don't have a plan B. There has to be peace.
Yeah, and it is not endured the way people have hoped since 1948.
Indeed. You know, in some ways, I think Key and Peele, the comedy sketch show, this sketch comedy show, is more popular now than when it was on the air. Comedy Central.
It's huge
it has
on
been
social
chopped
media.
up so many times, and it is everywhere on social media. And the possibility of there being brand new skits, well, it's out there, because we got Keegan-Michael Key out at LAX, and the premise was, Charlie was talking to him. Charlie said, look, I see your material everywhere. Every time you're on social media, it is constantly coming up.
Right.
So you guys are still relevant. Is there any hope? This is what he said.
Would you ever, bring it back in a meaningful way?
I mean, look, I would love to do it again. I love working with Jordan.
Yeah.
Yes, there's lots of interesting things happening in the world, but I think we'd probably end up doing the same thing, where you got to make a lot of situations about the way. Yeah, quick. I don't want you to let the traffic there.
Oh, wow, big fan.
See?
Oh, that's hysterical.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care, man. Be good.
That's so funny.
You know
That
what I
is
mean?
so
We
funny.
would still be writing scenes about the human condition,
right?
And about things that everybody goes through.
Totally.
And I think that it's been I'm very honored that it's been such a lasting thing.
Which is why Key and Peele endured, because it's not
They
set
didn't
to
tie
a
it
time
to
period.
current events.
It's more just about things that are evergreen. Look, he's huge.
Right.
Would Jordan Peele do it?
Jordan, I mean, Keegan has been doing more acting. Jordan now is producing and directing.
Yeah.
Do they have the time to do it? I mean...
To your point, I think Jordan's kind of entered a different level of fame. I mean, he's kind of moved past doing sketch comedy. He's now doing
he's
Oscar
directing,
award-winning movies.
Right.
I feel like that's just kind of in a different realm. It'd be honestly a step backwards to go back to comedy skits.
Unless he just likes it.
Unless he likes doing it, then it's not a step backward, but...
But there's no prestige. There's no, I think once you get a
Or
taste of
sometimes you do something because you like it. It doesn't have to be to get an award.
I think once you get the taste of it,
Here's the deal.
it's hard to step back.
Let's be real.
It's not happening.
Jacob's right.
It's not going to happen.
Jacob's right.
Hi, my name is Walter Conahan. I would be very excited for Key and Peele to get back together. They come up with the craziest skits like nobody else thinks of. So for them to come back together would be freaking amazing.
And you only know it through social media, right?
Yes. I didn't know that they ended in 2015. I just saw them, I don't know, a couple years ago, and I thought they were still doing it. So if they do come back, that would be awesome.
I think most people who see it on social media, they don't even know that it was a show on TV.
I know. They just see
They
clips.
see the skits.
Right.
Coming up.
Elon Musk is very concerned about white people, that they are dying off.
The biggest question to me is, why is this alarming to him?
Be right back.
Elon Musk is very concerned about white people, that they are dying off. He didn't say dying off. The actual words were dying minority. He reposted this. He said whites are a rapidly dying minority. He was reacting to something that Tucker Carlson had posted, where he was basically running down stats of the population in the U.S., how it's changed from 1950 to now. That basically in L.A., in 1950, L.A. was 94% white.
I know that. Well, I wasn't. Was not.
Yeah, you were
conscious
just
then. I was
born at that point.
But, I
it
remember.
was-
I remember L.A. growing up, and it was white. And the reality.
And now it's like 37% or something like that.
The reality is look, over time, it's not just people coming to this country, but it's also that we have homogenized, we've blended together. And, in mixed race marriages used to be really out there. And now nobody bats an eye.
Yeah, that's part of it, but also
That's part of it.
The other part of it is that the people who emigrate to the U.S. used to be back in 1920s, 30s,
They were
40s.
white.
They were white.
Yeah, and now it's
the people
different.
who emigrate to this country now are not.
The biggest question to me is, why is this alarming to him? Why is this?
Right.
Because that's really the question. He's
That's
not
what it
just.
gets to.
He's not musing.
What
He
he's saying
seems
is
alarmed.
The thing that he's not saying, that he is without saying it, what he is saying is, when whites are the minority, are we going to be subjugated the way we have subjugated other minorities?
That's right. They're going to come
That's
with the
his
pitchforks.
concern. Which means
concerned.
he's admitting
He does
the
not
subjugation
want.
of minorities.
He does not want a shift in power. Period.
That's right.
Okay, it is that time of the week, folks.
Yes, your favorite time. Tim is here with his rejects.
What's going on? All right, so Harvey, do you still play tennis?
Not as much, but
Not as much.
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to
Gotta
ask you
stretch.
if you played every day, whether the weather cooperated or not. But you don't play every day.
Or
But we
somebody
live in
playing in the, if
California.
somebody's playing in the rain,
Yeah,
please.
so check this out. This guy plays tennis, rain or snow or shine. So look at the snow there. It's crowded pretty high up, and he's still able to
I
play a
can't
little
tell,
bit.
Tim. Is that a real
Is that a
tennis
regular racket he's using?
It doesn't look like a racket to me.
I mean, it
Looks like he has the cover on it.
yeah, I think maybe because it's snowing, you have to have the cover on
Well,
it.
Tim, it's really hard to play tennis with a cover on.
By the way, who's he
Okay.
playing against?
Well, I mean, the problem is you have to hit it in the air. You can't let it bounce.
No,
but-
Tim, you cannot do this with the cover.
You can't do it right. The ball doesn't bounce.
That's true.
Horrible idea.
All right, so when you guys work out, do you do the wall sit exercise?
No.
No. Charles?
Yeah, I've done it.
Okay, well.
I beat Derek doing it actually
Okay,
a couple
well,
years ago.
you should try this next time. Try putting 790 pounds of weight while you're trying to do the wall sit exercise.
You're not in the gym with me, Tim. You don't know if
I mean,
maybe I
you do.
What
Maybe
is that
you do,
for?
but-
What does that do?
It's for your
So-
it's legs. Man.
So he just puts the
I know you
plates
don't
on
do
his
leg day.
legs,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
do.
pretty impressive. So
Holy.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. He's got 700 pounds.
790
how long
pounds.
how long did he do the sit?
So he did it for about a minute.
That's
really
That's
good.
insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Okay, last one.
All right, so whenever you want to go on a ramp, always make sure you have a spotter with you.
Oh, thanks.
Check this guy out.
Thanks for the
He's,
note.
going
There we
up,
go.
going on
Nice.
the ramp
Looks
here.
good.
Ooh. Oh,
And,
wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
the guy
kudos
with
to
the
the
mat was ready
spotter.
to go.
How did the
so,
spot?
That guy saved
yeah,
the day.
So, I mean, he did have a helmet, but nonetheless, it would have been
Look, the guy was standing by.
not
and
ideal.
Throw it.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Yeah, perfect
What was
timing.
that move he was trying to do anyway?
Yeah,
What the?
yeah, I don't know.
Was it?
Corkscrew
Wait,
four
I do have a
times?
question about that. Was that planned for him to fall that way?
No, I don't think he was planning to fall, but just in case,
You don't
because
think
he was
wa-
trying a new trick,
I
he wanted to
think
have
he
the-
might have been because
No,
look
he's
at that.
trying a new trick.
No,
so
no,
the guy
but
is
dude,
like,
one
just-
more quick time. Watch the guy who takes the mat out. He's like mugging the camera here. Watch. So he
Well,
does
because
that,
I
and
think
now
he
he's
saved him. He was like,
It's too
see,
cool.
I did my job.
Too cool for school. Thanks, Tim.
Yeah,
all right,
see ya.
Tim. Thank you, Tim.
Coming up.
Adele, you know, we told you a few years ago she bought Sylvester Stallone's estate up in Beverly Hills for $58 million. Well, the rebuild is still going. Right next to the pool, the Rocky statue is still there.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. We got rid of Harvey. Things are much better now. Some room to work here. Adele, speaking of room to work, Adele, you know, we told you a few years ago she bought Sylvester Stallone's estate up in Beverly Hills for $58 million. Well, the rebuild is still going. That's what it used to look like. And now she has gotten rid of, like, all the landscaping clearly is going to be changed. The house is still in the middle of the rebuild. The pool, interestingly, is still there. Maybe she's just going to keep that there. But look, right next to the pool, the Rocky statue is still there. I'm surprised by that.
The funny thing is you think $58 million, like that's a ton of money, but at the time, this was a steal because he was asking $110 million for this property.
Right.
And the interesting part of the whole thing was that Sylvester Stallone did an interview after where he talked about the fact that they asked him, well, did you want to keep the statue? And he's like, I actually did, but Adele said that the deal would be off essentially if the statue didn't come included with the house.
So I think that's why the statue is
so
still
clearly
there.
she thinks of it as, I mean, that's a cool talking point. You bring someone over to your pool and there's like the famous
the Rocky statue there,
so
of course.
it makes sense she didn't get rid of that.
So she paid $58 million for the house and the property, and reportedly she's going to sink another $50 million into just to redo the entire house. So she's still at about 100.
True. I don't
million.
think Adele is someone that's like hurting for money.
That she's not worried about the money.
And her boyfriend or whatever they
Or
are,
husband.
fiance, whatever the hell they are, Rich Paul
At
has a
least
ton of money
fiance.
too.
They might be married already.
So I don't think they're too worried about what they're spending on the house.
Yeah, you know, and I'm sure they got to stay at a, you know, Super 8 motel while the renovations are being done.
I'm sure that's exactly.
No, she
what
has like 6 other houses in the area.
It's Lauren from Washington, and guys, I'm just happy Adele finally gets to settle down into a new house. And honestly, she has 8 bedrooms there. If she needs a new roommate, I'm happy to come, and I could even clean the pool for her if she needs it.
You know what? That's a good point. She might be looking for someone to clean the pool, Devin. Just something to think about, something to aspire to.
Do I give you pool boy vibes? I don't understand what that means.
Yes, you do.
Coming up.
Harry Styles just announced his world tour for 2026. It starts in Amsterdam in May. But when he comes to the U.S., he's only doing one city.
Be right back.
Well, Harry Styles is going to be spending a lot of time in New York City. And I would imagine his fans from all over this country will be in New York as well. He just announced his world tour for 2026. It starts in Amsterdam in May. But when he comes to the U.S., he's only doing one city. New York City, Madison Square Garden. The catch here is that he will be there for 30 shows. So it starts in late August and will run through Halloween, those 30 shows. So if you want to see him and you're in the U.S., you better start booking some hotels in New York City and trying to get those tickets. His last tour was huge. And I remember he played a ton of dates here in L.A. and at the Forum. So he didn't do 30 though. So this is going to be pretty special. Get to New York City if you want to see Harry Styles. We will see you tomorrow.